Alrighty, welcome back. This is episode 14 of Are You Sick of Me Yet podcast. Oh god, crisscross applesauce is not comfortable in this chair. Well, I guess welcome back if you've seen my other episodes. If not, welcome. I'm Simon Cassavon, and this is Are You Sick of Me Yet podcast. Tonight we're getting comfy. You know, we've got a blanket on. I'm in my pajamas under this. That's just my foot. Yeah, so we're getting cozy. This is Are You Sick of Me Yet? Nighttime version. Woohoo! It feels like it's been so long since I last recorded, but that I don't know if I just hit the. Yeah, I think I just hit this with my microphone. I don't know. I just heard a noise and I got freaked out. Yeah, it's been a while. It's about 10:30 while I'm recording. I planned on recording earlier, but as you know, I love to procrastinate. Which, speaking of, I watched 6 movies this weekend. None of which were the X-Men, because, as I said, I love to procrastinate. But I watched 6 movies, so we're going to have a lot to talk about. And I also watched Jujutsu Kaisen, I think is how it's pronounced. Kaisen? Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know, which I was also procrastinating. But I started watching that last night, because, do you ever get the motivation to do something, but only when you're with someone? I will, not want to do something, but then as soon as someone comes over, I'm like, oh my god, let's clean the house, let's watch this movie, let's do this, let's go on a walk, let's do it. I just get so motivated when I have somebody that's there. So I was with, Madeline, who's been on the podcast before, and we went and saw Fall Guy together 2 weeks ago, which, we saw that 2 weeks ago, and now it's on streaming services. That's insane. This is the death of cinema. How is this movie already on, Apple TV Plus or something, and it was in the theater 2 weeks ago? No wonder box office rates are bombing. They're gonna take shit and put it on streaming services, immediately. It's been, a month since Challengers was out, which, at my theater, after it's been out for a month, they take it and bring in the new movies and stuff, but, I was shocked that it wasn't there anymore, because I wanted to go see it for a third time. But, the plus side of these things being on streaming services is now we can have good quality edits. I'm getting a lot of good quality edits of Challengers and the Fall Guy, but 2 weeks, man, you're already on streaming services. It's crazy. But anyways, Jujutsu Kaisen, started watching it. It's pretty good. It's a little silly. I'm not really used to the silly animes. That's why I couldn't I got a Soul Eater poster behind me that I'm borrowing from a friend. And I never made it through it. I've started it so many times. It was the first anime I ever watched, but there's just too much silliness with the mix of seriousness, which I get is in a lot of animes they've got the regular story and stuff, and then they've got silly little bits. But, I'm trying to think if, there was ever those, silly little scenes in Attack on Titan. I don't know if there was, but, I finally started watching it, and, I don't know, the animation's amazing, but it's MAPPA, so, of course, the animation's gonna be good, because they're overworking, underpaying their animators. Which is unfortunately something that happens on a lot of amazingly animated things, such as Attack on Titan Season 4, and Part 1, Part 2, and 3. No. Season 3 was... I don't even remember what happened in that show. It's been so long. I never finished it, because I finished the manga, and I was like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. I'm so confused. So I just read the manga, dropped it. I've been meaning to watch it, but as I said, I love to procrastinate. Never made it through Haikyuu, but I was obsessed with that in high school. Made it my whole personality, which, ew. That's gross. Soul Eater's good, but it was a little too silly for me. I could never really get too far into it. What else did I watch? Um, Your Lie in April. I never finished that one. I've rewatched it so many times and I can never finish it. Um, what else? I could have swore I've watched a lot more. Oh, Devilman's Crybaby, I think, is the only anime that I've ever actually finished, and that one's insane. There's no silliness in that, that's for sure. I just like, Banana Fish. I also finished Banana Fish. I remember talking about that. I watched the last episode before I had to get up for school. Like, I woke up early so I could watch it, and I just had to function normally in French class after that. I had to go to French and be like, bonjour, je m'appelle Simon, Banana Fish. But, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I, like, kind of want to get back into it, but I was, like, gross anime fan in elementary school and high school. Like, I was like, ha ha ha, I want to move to Japan and learn Japanese and watch anime. Ugh. Gross. I mean, learning another language is pretty fun. I used to teach myself Japanese all the time, and I knew how to write hello and goodbye and introduce myself, but that's about it. And I was gonna live in Japan. My friends and I were all like, let's go live in Japan and we could just be English teachers. Ugh. Weird. But I'm so off track. Anyways, Jujutsu Kaisen. Really good animation. Really fun concept. It's pretty cool. With like demon fighting and soul stuff, I guess. Well, I guess there's like only soul stuff with that one like twink bad guy with the blue hair. Who's kind of cool. I think he's kind of cool. But apparently I'm not supposed to think he's cool, but I don't know. He's just, soul stuff is really interesting to me. Is it Nanami? Is that his name? The buff blonde dude that's always in a tie or a suit. Oh! Don't Google Nanami. Oh. Why does that always happen when you are Googling your favorite character from a show and they're like, death? Wow. Who am I kidding? I already knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, I really like Nanami and Gojo. I hope nothing bad happens to them. I hope they don't die horrendous deaths. That'd be a shame, because they're pretty cool. I've seen so many, like, edits of, Jujutsu Kaisen on my For You page, and it's, like, Gojo and, I don't know, the black-haired dude. And it's just, like, it looks like a slice-of-life anime. Like, they're just biking around and being happy and silly, and everybody's like, this is so cute, and there's, like, a fun little song in the background. And then you watch it, and you're like, oh, this is not so cute. But, there's little scenes where you're like, oh, yeah, I can get why this is slice of life and stuff. But, yeah, it's pretty good. I've started it last night, and I'm on, like, episode 10. So I'm probably going to finish this and go watch it some more. I think I was procrastinating because I hate watching dubbed anime. But I cannot watch a movie or TV show without doing something else, which is, like, horrendous. But, I think I'll just have to give in and watch dubbed if I really want to be doing other things. Because, like, I don't know, just watching a show feels like I'm wasting so much time. I could be drawing and, I don't know, text. That's horrendous. That's also wasting my time. I don't know. I like to draw. I did that, Scott Pilgrim trend drawing thing with like myself and a friend. It was really fun and really cute. It's really awesome. But yeah, so I watched that this week. Started watching that this week. What else did I do this week? I don't know, it's all just like so blurry. Time is an illusion. I have no clue what's going on. It's been raining a lot here. I did some gardening. What did I do this week? I've been sleeping until like 2 o'clock, like all week. And then staying up till like 2 o'clock, which is like only being up for 12 hours. I was up for like 20 hours the other day. But then I kept doing the math, and the math did and didn't check out, which is like, that's the norm for me. But I was like, all right, so I've been up from him to him, and then I add this, and then that makes sense, 20 hours. But 4 hours from now is not the time that I woke up. Time is an illusion. So, I don't know. Should I start waking up early and doing more with my life, or should I enjoy sleeping? Oh, yeah. I don't know if I said this on the episode last week, but I finally changed out the lights. I went to the store, and I bought new lights, and I changed out the lights, so now they're not flickering anymore. Good job to me for adulting. And I bought ant traps because my cat threw up in here the other day, and ants were all over it, and it was disgusting. Why are there ants in my house? And it wasn't even the big kind. They were like the weird little tiny ones. Nasty. I take ants over spiders any days, though. Like, in my old house, there'd be massive spiders. Like, massive spiders. Like, in my bed, on my ceiling, on my floor. And I'm, like, a big arachnophobe. So, like, I have arachnophobia? I don't know. So, like, I'd have to strip my bed, clean my room, shower, scrape off the entire layer of my skin because I saw a spider. Like, I was just, like, I'd freak out about it. But there's, like, no spiders here. And I'm hoping that, knock on wood, I'm not jinxing this, but, like, there's, like, no spiders, and it's awesome. Because those little guys scare me. I'm a little less scared of them now because of Spider-Man, who is on my shirt, which you can't see. But, yeah. So I don't know what I did this week. Honestly, I don't know what I've been doing the past week. So, there goes that. I can't talk about my week because I don't remember. So, today, this is probably going to be a short episode. Like, I'm tired, and I procrastinated. Shocker. So, I didn't really, research what I wanted to talk about. I just wrote down my topics, and then was like, I'm going to go watch movies. So, my TikTok For You page this week has been full of Max and Bradley Uppercrust III from the Goofy movies. And everybody's shipping them and being like, the little doggos are... Oh my god, no way I just said doggo. Oh, I need to get off Facebook right now. I'm ending this episode right here. Goodbye, that was disgusting. Oh my god. What do? I can't go back on that. I'm just gonna have to live with that out there on the internet. Bile genuinely just came up in my throat. That was disgusting. Ugh. Anyways, Max and Bradley Uppercrust III from the Goofy movies are all over my For You page, and people are shipping them and saying they're in love. Which is pretty fun. I don't know where this came from. But it exists, and the edits are pretty silly. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I just, like, is this just my For You page, or is everybody else all getting gay Max and Bradley Uppercrust III edits on their For You page? I'm also getting this girl that makes British Chinese food. I'm gonna have to share some of these, because these are insane. Like, I'm, like, this is like a, like, this is blasphemous, the way that it, British Chinese food. Her name's like Rachel or something. Rachel or... Abby Taylor? Abby Taylor Bannigan? Is that her name? Oh, God, I didn't. Abby Taylor Bannington? No. Who is that? What is this account? I need to figure it out. Because she's like, alright, guys, let's make some Chinese food. And it's like chips and wontons. I don't know. Like, it's insane. Oh my god. I'm not gonna be able to find the girl that makes it. I'm just like, girl that makes British Chinese food. And they always like put gravy on it and they call it curry. I'm never gonna find this lady. Oh, Miss She. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Dang. Anyways, it's like they always have fries and like and then Chinese food. Dang. I'm not gonna be able to find it. That makes me angry. But it looks revolting. Like, absolutely revolting. All British food looks pretty revolting. But, like, British Chinese food, that's a combo that should not exist. Because why are there French fries involved? That's insane. And then also on my For You page, this I did do a little bit of research on, is the Pimp Lucius Papa Pizzeria videos. I have seen so many of those. I just saw a Night at the Museum one. I saw a Ladybug and Cat Noir one. Jujutsu Kaisen. What else? Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like, there's so many of them. And the Papa Pizzeria guys pull up and they're like, you know I'm pimping all these hoes. Fool, that was way back in high school. I don't know. I don't remember how it goes, but hold up. Is that Pimp Lucius? I don't know. But, I was like, where is this from? And I'm Googling it and nothing's coming up because it kept correcting it to Pip Lucius. And I'm like, who the hell's Pip Lucius? So I'm like Googling Pip Lucius, and it's not coming up with anything. But Pimp Lucius, I eventually found out, is a character from a series of music videos called Trapped in the Closet. It's from chapters 23 to 33, I guess. Trapped in the Closet, chapters 23 to 33. It's a 2012 series of music videos, and the third and final installment of the Trapped in the Closet series by R&B artist R. Kelly. Shiver me timbers. Oh, why did I copy and paste that in here twice? But R. Kelly plays the Pimp Lucius. And he just pimps hoes, I guess, and he has a stutter. You. That's him stuttering in the song, I guess. So that's where that's from. The wiki, like fan wiki or whatever the hell it's called, is pretty insane. Yeah, Trapped in the Closet, Pimp Lucius. Pimp Lucius, or Lucius, better known as Pimp Lucius, was a pimp in Chicago. He had a lot of hoes who he obtained with his pimping partner, Bishop Craig Lucius also had a severe stuttering problem. In Chapter 18, Pimp Lucius was minding his own business at church when Reverend James Mosley told him to come on down to the altar. In Chapter 19, Reverend James Mosley tried to persuade Pimp Lucius to stop pimping. The Peace Within choir began to sing to Lucius, telling him that he can stop pimping. Lucius seemingly accepts as he's about to leave the church. His companion, Bishop Craig, asks Lucius if he's really going to stop pimping. Lucius said he's only saying that because of the church and that pimping is for life. The two then leave the church with all their hoes. Accidentally, Lucius blurts out several cuss words in church. In Chapter 22, Pimp Lucius was bragging about a hoe over the phone with Bishop Craig. He gets a phone call from one of his contacts, who he refers to as a bitch, who tells him that Rufus, the pastor, got the package. Chapter 24, Lucius has fallen on hard times because his hoes aren't bringing enough money in. Pimp Lucius went to high school with Sylvester only to drop out and become a pimp. How do you even become a pimp? Like, is that like a self-made thing? Is it legal? Is pimping legal? That's what I was supposed to Google before this. Not pimping, if paparazzi is legal. Celebrity news organizations are protected by the First Amendment? Ain't no way. Oh, photographing someone without permission is legal in Canada? I didn't know that. Paparazzis are legal because the law recognizes the difference between public figures and citizens. Stalking is a form of harassment, but okay. Yeah, anyways, I'll get to that later and why I do that, but that's just insane. Pimp Lucius also refuses to talk to his parents because he feels as though they resent him due to his lifestyle choices. He is hearing the voice of God after his moment in church. Yeah, so this is Pimp Lucius is like an R. Kelly skit. If you don't know who that is, R. Kelly was like a R&B singer who is in jail for trafficking and like child porn, I think. So that's not great. Yeah. Now we'll get on to the why I Googled paparazzi. So, this weekend, if you saw my Instagram story at areyousickofmeyet.pod on Instagram, you would see that I went and saw a couple movies at the theater this weekend, and now I'm broke. Just kidding, my sugar mommy and sugar daddies paid for me to go to my movies. Just kidding, it was just my regular dad and my sugar mommy. So I saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is a goddamn essay of a movie title, and then Back to Black. So, monkeys first. I had never seen any of the Planet, like is it Mike Reeves made it? Who the hell is Mike Reeves? Who made the Planet of the Apes movies? Who made this movie? He made a Batman movie. How? What? Wes Ball. No, what? This is... I guess Wes Ball. Tim Burton made the 2001 one. Matt Reeves. What did I Google before? Mike Reeves? Matt Reeves directed like the third one, maybe all of them, I don't know, but I'd never seen any of the other ones. There's like a bunch of the ones from like 1973 or something, like early 1970s, 80s, where they're just people in masks. And then there's the 2001 one directed by Tim Burton with Mark Wahlberg, but I don't really care for Mark Wahlberg, so I didn't watch it. But then I'm hanging out with my dad, and we always go see movies together, and he's like, "Oh, are there any good movies out?" And I'm like, "No, not really, because I have seen all of them already." And I was not about to go see Challengers with my dad. It wasn't at the theater anyways, but wasn't gonna do that with him. And the Fall Guy was just boring enough that I didn't want to see it again. But he liked the Planet of the Apes movies, so we went to go see it. Oh my god. Wow. Me like monkey. Monkey, good. Monkey, scary. That was amazing. It was really good. Like, the CGI was just so good. I love movies with good CGI. Avatar, Planet of the Apes, I can't think of any other ones. But, like, it was really good. And, like I was on the edge of my seat. My heart was beating throughout the whole movie. And, like, the main character had pretty main character syndrome. But, like, as soon as the movie started, I was like, oh, balls, that's the main character. You could just tell right away. All the other characters are, pretty brave, but he's noble and brave, and he's gonna save the day. Okay, Katniss Everdeen. And he had daddy issues. The monkeys have daddy issues now. He goes and gets, like, an egg, because they have, like, a bonding ceremony with eagles and such, and his dad's, like, the bird keeper, and his mom's like, go see your dad, and he's like, oh, like, I don't know if I want to go see my dad, and he goes to see his dad, and he's like, hi, father, whatever, and his dad's like, and then, spoilers for the whole movie, his dad dies, and he's sad, he's like, my daddy, I'll continue on, and his dad's bird keeps coming after him, and he's like, why are you spiting me? And then he meets an orangutan, which is so funny. I love those types of monkeys. They're so cool, and silly looking, and they're, like, a big part of the first three. And there's, like, this, like, war now, because some of the monkeys are like, I'm itching my knee, I'm not jorking it, and some of the monkeys are like, oh, we're doing this for Caesar, and then the other monkeys are like, Caesar wouldn't do that, so now the monkeys are fighting each other, or apes, I guess, and so then the main character, Noah, without an H, Noa, he had to have the number one fuckboy name, Noah the ape. He meets this dude, this orangutan. I don't remember his name. And he's like, I don't know. The orangutans are like wise followers of Caesar. And so he's like, I'm a wise follower, and I can read, and I know all this stuff, so I'm wise, and I'm going to teach you. New father figure unlocked. Oh, wait, he dies too. And now the monkey's even more sad, because both his father figures died. And he's got daddy issues. But, yeah, it was really good. And then they set up the ending for another goddamn monkey movie. 5. They're going to have 5 monkey movies. Have you ever heard of a trilogy? Now we got new characters unlocked. Are the humans going to come back and take the planet over again? Because nobody wants that. Nobody wants the humans to take over. We're a goddamn virus or whatever, killing the planet. Those types of movies are so interesting that take place, like, after, like, humanity is, like, eradicated and the buildings are just, like, covered in plants. Those are so cool. That is so cool to me. Like the monkeys live in like San Francisco, and the buildings are just plants. That is so cool. It takes place like 300 years in the future. Um, but they're still humans, and they meet up with this human, and she's a smart ass and almost shoots Noah, but then she doesn't, and she escapes to find other smart humans that can speak, because there's like wild herds of humans that can't speak, and they're like animals, but then there's humans that are like, we're gonna fight back against the monkeys. My guess, they were looking at the moon a lot in this one. My guess is it's gonna be like Moon of the Planet of the Apes, or like, yeah, New Planet of the Ape. The apes, they go to a new planet, the moon, like Space Champs. They're gonna take the movie Space Champs and make it CGI instead of animation. They're gonna have the weird aliens in it. That guy was voiced by Andy Samberg, which I just realized after watching the movie, because I was Googling Space Champs, and it was like, Andy Samberg, and I was like, what? No way. So then I got home, and I watched the other three. James Franco was in the first one, so that was pretty fun to watch. And like, I don't know. The first one was good. The second one was okay. Third one, not my favorite. But this fourth one, I liked it better than all three of them. So, like, the first one was 2011, second 2014, third 2017. So there was, like, a 3-year gap between each of them, and the CGI just got better in each of them. And now it's 2024, 7-year gap between the third one and the fourth one, and the CGI just got that much better. It was so good. It was beautiful. Like, I don't know. CGI is just so insane to me that, like, Avatar came out in 2009. It's a 3-hour movie. Do you know how much Avatar would cost? They made it up because it's, like, the #1 movie of all time or something. But, like, oh my god. That's crazy. It's just CGI baffles me. But, I don't know. I feel like I can enjoy movies so much more now that, like, I'm interested in making movies. So, like, I always wonder, like, are these people just, like, running around on all fours on set with the CGI dots on their face? Because that's pretty funny. But, yeah, it was really good. And I guess daddy issues were kind of a thing throughout all 4 of them. Because, like, Caesar's like, James Franco, don't leave me here. I'm going to revolt. I'm going to turn these monkeys into weapons of mass destruction and kill humans. And then in the second one, he has his own kid, who's kind of, I guess, got daddy issues. I don't know. And then he dies in the third one, and he leaves Cornelius. He named his kid Cornelius. Poor kid. Bro looked at his little baby and was like, yup, Cornelius. Like, I almost peed my pants when he was like, say hi to your brother Cornelius. And I was like, oh, God, ain't no way. Caesar and Cornelius. That's insane. I'm so glad this movie wasn't Cornelius. And, like, I saw a TikTok where somebody was like, imagine, like, James Franco's dad decided to name him something stupid, like Pussyfoot. I don't know why that was the first one that came to my head. And then all the monkeys were like, ape together strong Pussyfoot. Instead of Caesar. Like, Caesar's a badass name, but Pussyfoot? No. Mr. Kitten Whiskers? All hail Mr. Kitten Whiskers? I don't know. So, yeah, it was really good. Really interesting. Highly recommend. It was like a 9 out of 10. And what was I going to say? Really interesting. I don't know. I had a point in my head, and now it's gone. So, yeah, I recommend watching all 4 of them because they're all really good. You can forget about the Mark Wahlberg ones and all the other ones where they're just humans in masks, because that's a little weird. So I did that. I watched all of those. And then I also watched Back to Black. Which is, I watched Back to Black, which is the new movie about Amy Winehouse. And it was not good. It was not great, but, you know, what can you expect when Miss Groomer herself, Sam Taylor Johnson, directs a movie? I just, like, I don't know. I was going into it like I love biopics. I'm a slut for biopics. And like I saw the Bob Marley movie back in February when it came out, and so I was like, yes, another biopic. I never really listened to Amy Winehouse. I wasn't like a Amy Winehouse fanatic. Like her music is amazing. It slaps. It always will slap. But like, I'm not a huge Amy Winehouse fan, and I knew that this movie did her dirty. Like, I just first of all, I like because I wasn't a huge fan of Amy Winehouse. I had no clue how old she was when this all took place. I thought she was from the 50s because she always has like the bee's nest hair, whatever it's called, and she's singing jazz. Who sings jazz anymore? Um, and then she had like a phone, and I was like, what? What do you mean she has a phone? She's 18. She's got like a flip phone. Is this not the 30s or something? No, it was not. She just liked older styles, which like I don't blame her. That slaps. But it just I don't know. Like it didn't really focus on her music career. I feel like she got the like Sam Taylor Johnson got the rights for her music and didn't do shit with it. Like she sang the music, but like it's just like I don't know. It like we didn't get to see how she got so famous. At one point she's performing in like a bar, and the next point she's on a radio show, and the person's like, "Oh, you're like the number one selling British artist in America ever." And I'm like, "How?" Not how because like how did she do that? Like how did she do it? I want to know. I'm not shocked that she's the number one selling artist. She's insanely talented, but how did she get here? We skipped over all of it because we were too busy talking about Blake, her ex-husband. Like, this movie was just, like, oh, Blake. I love Blake. Which, like, yeah, he inspired, like, her Back to Black album. But then when I got home, I watched the 2015 Amy documentary. He was in it, and it wasn't her whole personality. They actually showed how she succeeded in her music career. And, like, Blake and Amy's dad weren't great people because Blake sort of introduced her to a lot of hardcore drugs and trigger warnings for, like, self-harm. Like, he introduced her to that kind of stuff, and so she would, like, self-harm, and she had, like, bulimia and stuff, which, like, she had that before Blake, but he just introduced her to a lot of horrible things, and it didn't really seem like he was the cause of it in Back to Black. It just kind of happened. Like, she was like, oh, I don't want to do this, but then I'm going to go do heroin all by myself. And, like, there's one scene where they're doing heroin together, I think, but, like, and then her dad, like, they kind of had beef at the beginning, which, like, I was surprised about because, like, I thought this movie wasn't really going to do that because in Amy, her dad didn't like it because he didn't like the portrait that it painted of him. Sorry that the movie showed the truth, buddy. But it just, like, I don't know. It didn't really show off how bad they were. But, Sam Taylor Johnson said that she, quote, wanted to take the idea of blame out of the equation, that the family had zero input on her cut and would not benefit financially. Girl. Sam Taylor Johnson, you are not a girl's girl. Go back to your 4-year-old boyfriend. I swear to God. So, I don't know. Like, it's just, like, if you're not going to focus on her music, focus on the people that did her dirty. Focus on the way that people ridiculed her and the misogyny and sexism that she faced in the industry instead of focusing on Blake. Don't belittle her into just being Blake's wife. That's what it felt like. This wasn't the Amy Winehouse movie. This was the Blake and Amy movie. Like, I don't care about Blake. And also they made him, like, hot. He was a crack addict. Or not, maybe crack. Yeah, like meth and crack addict. Like, he did not look like it. He did not look like that in real life. As soon as they put the fedora on, yeah, okay. That's a meth user right there. But, like, whenever the fedora was off, I was like, okay. Why do you have a six-pack? I bet you didn't have a six-pack IRL. It just, I don't know. And I don't know. It just wasn't great. If you like Amy Winehouse, totally watch it. Maybe don't watch it in theaters because I hate giving money to Sam Taylor Johnson. I didn't know she directed it until I got in there, and I went to saw it with Madeline, of course. And at the end, it was like directed by Sam Taylor Johnson. We were both like, "Ooh, it makes so much sense now." But then I watched the 2015 documentary, which won an Oscar, might I add, for best documentary. And that, of course, it wasn't a biopic. I would have much preferred it be a biopic because, like, it was not boring, but it just, like, didn't hold my attention the way a biopic would. But it showed off what needed to be shown off. It showed off her success. It showed off her struggles. It showed off Blake and her dad, but not in glorifying ways. And, like, it just, at the end, there was, like, the stupid fade to black that was, like, it, like, made it seem like because her ex-husband was having a baby, she got back into alcohol again, and that's why she died. I don't know if that's why she died, with, like, her ex-husband having a baby, but that's what it made it seem like. And it just made it seem like her whole life revolved around Blake, and not the fact that she was mentally unwell. And it also didn't really talk about her rehab at all. She was there for, like, 2 minutes in the movie, and then she was singing her song, wanting to go to rehab. But I don't know. I just, like, she was such an amazing woman. And, like, she died in, like, 2011. I was fully alive when she died, and I did not know this. Like I said, I thought this all took place in the 50s because I'm stupid and I didn't know anything about Amy Winehouse. But, like, she just, like, had to deal with so much shit and, like, was constantly ridiculed and paparazzi everywhere, all the time, in her face. Like, why is paparazzi legal? Like, that's insane. Why can't we just let people live? Paparazzi videos make me so angry, even if it's a celebrity that I don't like. Like, it's just, like, leave them alone, man. Like, it just pisses me off. But, she just, like, and then after she died, people were still belittling her and making fun of her. Like, people on shows after she was dead were like, oh, Amy Winehouse, blah, 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 blah. That's a dead woman. I thought we learned that we should respect people once they're dead. You can shit talk people all you want when they're alive, but once they're dead, don't shit talk them. Unless, of course, they're a terrible person. But, like, Amy Winehouse wasn't terrible. She just had a lot of problems. And then there was the Neil Patrick Harris Halloween party where nobody talks about this or, like, and, like, he didn't even apologize for this. Apparently, like, he's just, like, a terrible dude. But, like, he had a Halloween party, and at the Halloween party, he had a meat platter. And the meat platter was, like, served on, like, this, like, corpse. And it was, like, Amy Winehouse's corpse or something. And it had the eyeliner and the tattoos and the hair and the cigarette, and it was just a meat platter at this party, and everybody just ate off of it and were fine with it. Like, that's insane. And, like, everybody's calling it the Amy Winehouse cake because it looked like a cake, but, like, that's disgusting that he would do that, and he never apologized for it, I don't think. Like, this woman can't even catch a break, and she's dead. Like, that's insane. But, like, I don't know. It wasn't great. It wasn't a great movie. And the trailers beforehand, one of the trailers was for It Ends With Us, the Colleen Hoover movie. I thought they were joking. I didn't think they were actually going to make that a movie. And Blake Lively's in it? How'd you get Blake Lively in there? To play Lily Bloom. I think that's her name. I'm going to go see it, of course. Because that's insane. I have to shit talk it. I need to know what I'm shit talking about. But, like, the look that Madeline and I gave each other when that came on, we were both like, Ooh. Nasty. And then there was also a trailer for Daddy-O, which is I'm pretty sure the Dakota Johnson and Pedro Pascal rom-com. But Pedro wasn't in it. Dakota was. And she had blonde hair. She looked really pretty with blonde hair, but oh, she's such a terrible actress. I can't. I don't know if it's just because she's in something cheesy, but like she was in an action movie and she wasn't good in that either. She's an icon. I love Dakota Johnson, but she's not a good actress. It's just, it looks so cheesy. I'm going to see it because Pedro Pascal's in it and Daddy-O is right. But like, oh my god. Movies are just getting worse. I say after seeing like a 5-star monkey movie. Anyways. Yeah, that's about all I have to say, I think. But if you're going to watch Back to Black, watch Amy as well. It's on Prime, or you can find your own way to watch it. So that you can see an actual good telling of her life and not a glorification. And it just wasn't a great biopic. I was disappointed. I wanted it to be good. And, like, it wouldn't be bad if... Like, it's not bad if you have no clue what's going on in her life. And I didn't, really. But I've, like, read a little bit about her. So I knew that the people in her life weren't great. But it just, like... I don't know. It didn't show off her music career. Because she was just always talking about, I want my music to do this. I want my music to do this. My music is revolutionary. My music is revolutionary. I want to change things. The movie shows her talking about it a lot, but it doesn't show her actually doing it. And I know she did it because the other movie showed that, but this one just didn't. So, it was disappointing. It was disappointing. But, yeah. So, I think that's about all you're going to get from me today because I'm tired. And I didn't prepare for this. But hopefully I have more to talk about next week. Because, oh my god, wait, I work all weekend next weekend. I'll find time to record. Episode might be a little late next week, guys. I work all weekend and Monday, which is when I usually record. But, yeah, so that's about it from me today. I'm sorry it was a short episode, but you guys seem to prefer shorter ones. So you can find me on Instagram at areyousickofmeyet.pod, areyousick.pod on TikTok, and areyousickofmeyet everywhere else. That was episode 14. I'm tired and I'm signing off. So, love you guys. Bye.